Rather than admit that, this outrage that Democrats lost the working class vote, because they don't want to admit that Trump has picked up a lot of the policies that used to be Democratic policies in the 90s, like controlling the border, for example. The idea that an open border and mass migration is extremely punishing to the working class. It drives down their wages. It's class warfare against the working class.
That's what I'm talking about. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you know notification. Anytime I go live, make a video, make sure to still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, always, if it's a shirt that I'm wearing, check the carousel beneath the video, and you can see all the merch we have. Go and check it out. Get some merch if you want to support. Also, we make the best merch in the game, and our shipping is fast. All you got to do is look at our 12,000 5-star reviews. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about this real quick because rarely do you see women on television just really going ham. And it's not for a lack of there being women that can, is that you just don't see it often. So when you see Mama Bear step up, when you see women finally get a chance to say something, I feel like the ones that are intelligent, smart, and thoughtful, they go hard in the paint. This woman, and I don't know her name. I should have looked up her name. Maybe I'm a bad YouTuber. I should look up her name, but she was on Bill Maher, and she hit the nail on top of the head for like a minute straight. Because the leftists have a certain narrative about Donald Trump. They have a narrative about how he's successful, where he's winning at, why he's winning, why he's not winning. They create this scenario and this theory, but logical people with common sense can see straight through it. And I want to play this clip because I thought it was really good. So shout out to this lady here. Maybe we'll find an after we edit, we'll put her name in there. Roll the clip.
Be worried about the 100,000 uncommitted votes in the Michigan primary. Oh, yes, I read about this. Will protest votes over Biden's policy.
Look, she finna, the laser eyes and the Star of David on the chest is finna, she powering up right now.
Test votes over Biden's policy in Gaza cost him the election in the fall. If people don't know what we're talking about, Michigan just had a primary. Michigan has a large Muslim population. They're not too thrilled that Joe Biden is supporting Israel in its war. And so 100,000 people voted uncommitted. These are Democratic voters who apparently seem to be saying we are threatening to support Trump, a known lover of Muslims. But this is a wedge issue in the Democratic Party. The young people, the kids, and Muslim voters like this don't want him supporting Israel. Many other people do. What are your thoughts?
Let me give my opinion. I'm gonna let the lady go off the handle. So I think she explained it really, really well. But I hope that people are divided on this issue. Leftists, they have to go full stupid. They tell you never go full stupid. They actually tell you never go full R word, but I'm not going to use that today. Never go full stupid. And what they're doing is they're picking these never-ending, unconscionable, ridiculous statements or arguments and positions that they're taking that cannot hold up. It becomes hyper-contradictory. They are so enthusiastic about the victim that they are overlooking that there was an actual terrorist attack that happened as a reason why there's a war in Gaza. The war wouldn't even exist if there wasn't a terrorist attack of such vicious nature. It wouldn't even exist. But people overlook that because they want to support the underdog and the victim. And it's crazy to me that they do stuff like this. And I hope that it's tearing their party apart. But this lady had a lot to say, and I think what she said was on point. Roll the clip.
I think that the media really, really wants to put this narrative out there that
that's her name, I think.
Biden is going to lose Michigan over Gaza, when the truth is he's going to lose Michigan over 600,000 auto workers because his EV market was extremely punishing to auto workers. And like we said earlier, there's been this big realignment where working class Americans are very, very, very much on the Trump train, people who used to be Democrats and used to vote for Democrats. And rather than admit that, this outrage that Democrats lost the working class vote, and try to figure out how we can appeal to them again, they're looking for excuses and other things to blame, like, oh, this war in Gaza, or they'll call them deplorables, or they'll call them racists, because they don't want to admit that Trump has picked up a lot of the policies that used to be Democratic policies in the 90s, like controlling the border, for example. The idea that an open border and mass migration is extremely punishing to the working class. It drives down their wages. It's class warfare against the working class. It is an upward transfer of wealth from the working class, who end up competing with immigrants, to the elites, who end up employing them, and now they can employ cheap immigrants instead of having to pay working class Americans a living wage.
Now, how people don't understand that is asinine to me. The lady was right on the head. Minimum wage did the same thing. Influx of illegal immigration it's the same soup warmed over. If they were allowing black people, this hurt a lot of minorities and a lot of low-skilled workers. If they were allowing people to pay a wage that they feel is reasonable, it allows the entry-level people to compete. That means that if somebody's going to pay you $4.99 and you add an incredible amount of value and skill, and another company is going to offer you $5, you can make the decision to go to the other company, and they will have to compete for this cheap labor. But what it does is, it's better for a person to make $5.99 or $4.99 than make nothing 99. And that's the difference. With the minimum wage, they hiked up the number. It pushed out a whole bunch of unskilled people in the workforce, or people that didn't have much skill, and people who had degrees and everything else are competing for these same jobs. And therefore, it's a win-win for the corporations. It's a lose-lose for the people that are on the bottom of the totem pole. Then you go into now where you have low-skilled workers that are competing for a fair wage, a reasonable wage, and then you influx all of these other random people in the subset. Now you have minimum wage, and they're competing like no other, and companies are going to win either way it go. Because if you give them amnesty, they're going to take people all the way down to the bare minimum instead of giving them a livable wage and all this other stuff that they crying about. And they're going to make money at the top of the game. That's just how it is. It doesn't hurt. Influx of illegal immigration doesn't hurt big people with money. It doesn't hurt big corporations. It doesn't hurt big companies. It doesn't. Like, think about me. I own a company. I think we got about 18 employees and a couple contractors. We got about 20 people on payroll. Now, only just imagine if an illegal alien that they've given amnesty to, or they let them work, were to come work here, and you could pay them minimum wage and they ain't complaining at all, what would people do to save money? It'll save me a lot of money to make all the entry-level people here minimum wage. They ain't getting paid. People that work for me don't get paid nowhere near minimum wage, and they get 100% benefits. But what happens is, my bottom line can go, my profitability can go up tremendously if I just bring in these people to do this. So I'm not losing by a whole bunch of illegals coming into this country. Other people who are entry level, young people coming out of college, people with low skill, they are getting bludgeoned by people that are willing to work for a lot less than they are, because they do not need the same level of sustainability as Americans have conditioned themselves to need. If you got 6 people living in one house and they come over here just for work, you could work them 12 hours a day and they ain't gonna think twice about it. You could pay them much less, work them all day, and they still come back to work with a smile on their face and with nothing but Spanish in their inventory. So anyway, I think that the lady made an incredible point. They're going to try to make it seem like all these other real factors, which I'm glad that they're doing, are the reason that Joe Biden is losing, and it's really because the policies. Joe Biden's policies are hurting the average American. They can feel it in their paycheck. They can feel it in the grocery store. They can feel it in their 401k. They're hurting. The policies are hurting America. It ain't nothing about tweets and somebody's hair and what they insurrections and all this stuff they be saying. It's about, can I feed my children at the end of the day? Am I making a profit on my 401k? Is groceries going to get out of control? Is gas going to be out of control? And are y'all just printing money for the sake of it? Those are the things that are important to the American people. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoy my content, I guarantee you will enjoy Tatum Plus, brand new platform that we just launched, exclusive content, behind the scenes of speaking engagements, all the stuff you can't see on all of my social media platforms. We'll always have free content, but the extra stuff for people that really love my content will be on Tatum Plus. So go join Tatum Plus today.